Welcome to Intro Skippers, the podcast hosted by two friends who are an entertainer and an entertainment journalist who we love skipping the intro because we want to watch the thing. That is the premise, and you know what it is now.
Yes.
But this week, we are just taking a little mini episode to talk about our lives, though I did see a scary movie for the first time yesterday.
Oh, okay.
It was the Blair Witch Project. Have you seen that?
I have, and I actually was tied into something with Blair Witch 2, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, you've been traveling around.
Oh, we didn't introduce ourselves, actually.
Oh, hi, I'm Kim.
Hi, I'm Jason. This might be a good episode for people to launch in because we're not really going to spoil anything, except for it sounds like we're going to be spoiling Blair Witch Project and maybe Blair Witch Project 2 a little bit.
That movie is crazy old. It's right. Okay.
So that's, it's kind of like spoiling, Titanic. Sorry, the ship sinks, people. What are you going to do?
What?
Yeah. But, go ahead.
So you've been traveling around the country to different terrestrial radio stations to go on a little tour of sorts?
Yeah, I've been promoting my new single, and I've been visiting, so far I've been to Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Iowa, Missouri, Wisconsin, and somewhere else. But But yeah, I've been to 7 states, and I've been it's kind of an interesting thing the way radio works. A lot of people don't really know terrestrial radio and satellite radio are all kind of a DJ can't just decide to play something. It's got to be on a list that his program director gives him. And
how do you get on that list?
You get on that list by hoping that by sending the program director your song and hoping that he likes it. But a good way to kind of get on that list and to get them to like you is to go visit them.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to ask, and not to be rude, but why couldn't you have just called in? And this is why.
Right. You can call in. But there are so many people vying to get their music on the radio all the time that there's got to be some sort of system. There's got to be some sort of gatekeeper, I guess I hate to say, because there's only so many hours in a day that they can play music.
Well, I have a question about this, and it might sound a little ignorant because I didn't know we were going to talk about this topic, and I didn't research it. But wasn't there a scandal in the past when terrestrial radio was huge, and it was called payola?
Right.
Which was kind of like pay to play?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a huge scandal over that, and it got clamped down on. It got thrown out. But basically what would happen is, I want to say I'm going to use Limp Bizkit as an example, but I'm not throwing them under the bus.
Okay.
But I heard, but the old rumor is that when Limp Bizkit had a song that they were trying to promote, the record company called and said, yes, I'd like to buy 3 minutes of advertising during your next advertising break. On all these breaks, and for those 3 minutes we would like you to play this song, and that's kind of how that started happening.
It's paying. I thought it was straight up bribery, or is this like obtuse bribery?
There was also bribery as well. I don't want to get into too much details too, and it was a long time ago that this kind of thing happened, but it is very illegal now. So instead, you've got to just hopefully win over their hearts with your music and talent. Mm-hmm.
That's a hard game.
Mm-hmm. It is. So by going there and meeting them and kind of telling them about yourself and telling them about your career and the different things that you've done.
Well, dude, I was thinking about that, and I was like, how many days of work is Jason losing because he's traveling around to all these different radio stations? How could this possibly be worth it? Because you can't work. You can't do the normal stuff you would do.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same as when I'm on tour. I did play some shows. I did tie in 2 conventions with it. So on my last trip, I tied it into a convention that I was a guest at in Nashville. And then this latest trip, I tied it in with a convention I was a guest at in St. Louis. So that's where I started. So I was able to make money to start that. And then I do always bring a mic with me. Mm-hmm. And if I need to record any auditions or roles on the road, I can do it.
You can really record a broadcast quality thing with your road mic?
It depends on the project.
Because I would figure, like, for an audition, it's probably okay if the tech isn't perfect. But for the actual project, the tech would need to be perfect.
Right. So in that case, I have been in situations where I've been on tour on the road and they've sent me to a commercial grade studio. There's been several games that has happened.
Oh, okay. Wow. That seems like a lot of work to all come together and make sure you can get that done.
Yeah.
And then you have to book all this extra work for these different locations. So you need to know everything way ahead of time.
Yeah.
Your people do that though, right?
Usually if I'm like, I'm going to be in Chicago or I'm going to be in Cleveland, and then either they'll know a studio that they can send me to that's available, or I'll have to do a search and get it. But, sometimes you got to do it. Yeah.
That's cool. That's like an unusual seat of your pants kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I like it. I like it so much. I've started to take voiceover lessons and try to finally achieve a lifelong dream that I've looked at from a distance. And you could tell by how high my voice is that I'm not embarrassed at all.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I don't think I can do what you can do, but I can do something.
I'm sure you can. And
not yet, but maybe one day. As a host,
you already have a lot of experience in that realm. Now, as far as acting, have you done a lot of acting in your life?
Oh, you were going to love this. I did in high school.
Okay.
I lettered in theater.
So did I. I lettered in chorus and theater.
I got an award in drama for most improved.
Hey!
Which means exactly what you think it implies. I started very bad.
But
so yeah, they gave me a plaque that says most improved.
Wow.
High school.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And I think in retrospect, that's kind of mean.
Yeah, it is kind of mean. I mean, maybe for a 6-year-old, it's okay.
No, I was straight up a teenager.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I can send you a picture and we could put on the Instagram maybe.
Okay. Yeah. We can make that part of the clip. I would love that.
Oh boy. Yeah. So, I've done voice things before. I've taken classes for audiobook narration. I've taken commercial classes. I've taken natural reads like dubbing. I've done a little bit of character work, but that's the thing I'm most scared of doing, which is probably what you do mostly.
Well, yeah, the thing you got to do is create your own characters, right? Like I'm not really an impressionist. I can do my version of a few iconic characters, but I've never concentrated so much on being an impressionist. More have created the own characters that show up inside my head when I see a character description. When you're given an audition, you're often given things like, male 35 to 45, grizzled veteran, but with a heart of gold, something. And then that's all you get, right? So
and then you do your Hearthstone voice, right?
Right. But they might give you a couple of voices that they're inspired by, but it always is the caveat, like, don't voice match this, but this is what we were thinking of. So then it's really up to you, like, am I gonna voice match that, even though they say don't voice match that, and see if that messes with their mind and they book me that way, or am I just gonna go my own path?
Well, I figure I'm so bad at doing impressions that my version of a specific character is not going to sound like that. It's going to sound like something different.
Right.
Right?
So that is what I did for, I want to say, there was a character, I can't remember the character right now, but what I did was an impression of Bruce Willis in my head.
Yeah.
And whatever came out did not sound like Bruce Willis at all, but it was a unique enough character that I booked it.
But I had notes of Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I had to think about Bruce Willis when I was doing the voice.
You know, when breweries are like, this beer has notes of chocolate and persimmon, and you drink it and it just tastes like beer. That's what I think that is.
Right. This has notes of Bruce Willis and Matthew Lillard.
But really, it's Jason's voice and different things that he's thought of and where his voice likes to go.
A mutual friend of ours once told me that my voice sounds like, hold on, my voice sounds like someone impersonating Harrison Ford.
I don't think you sound like Harrison Ford.
Well, but they said it sounded like a
describe them.
Okay,
use really insulting terms.
Luke Skywalker. No, the actor that played Luke Skywalker.
Mark Hamill?
Right. So a friend of ours.
So you sound like Luke being Han.
Right. A friend of ours said that I sound like Mark Hamill doing an impression of Harrison Ford.
I don't think I hear that.
We'll have to go.
Not at all.
Well, we'll have to look this up. I guess there was like a certain time he did it on like the Tonight Show or something, or some kind of thing, and that's apparently what my natural voice sounds like.
Are you doing your natural voice right now?
Yeah.
No.
Apparently, this is what Mark Hamill sounds like when he's impersonating Harrison Ford.
I've met Mark Hamill. You don't sound like him doing an impersonation. Like, when I talk to Mark Hamill, I heard the Joker a lot in his voice, like his rendition of the Joker. He would just touch it every now and then. I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I know that character. I don't hear you at all.
When I met him a couple times, which is really cool because we were both on Avatar: The Last Airbender together.
Cool.
But we didn't record at the same time. But I've been at parties with him, and I've always been like, hey, we were on Avatar: The Last Airbender together. And he'd be like, yeah, I loved that show. And then that's how, and we start talking about that show for like 10 minutes, and it's really fun. He's a great conversationalist.
I talked to him for over an hour. This was before he did episode 7.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he came into my old work, which was a progressive talk show company.
I've been there.
Yeah. Well, not that office. That specific office was a different place. But he was like just chilling with me. And, you know, obviously I didn't work and just talked to him for over an hour because when am I going to get that opportunity again? And he was really cool. And, you know, he insulted one of my coworkers, but I felt like she kind of like needed to be taken down a peg anyway. So it was fine.
Oh, wow. Like in a joking way, or was
no?
he
He didn't even mean to. It was a pure accident. But she took it as an insult.
Got it.
So that's kind of on her, I think, because like I heard him say it, and I was like, oh, he stumbled into something that she's sensitive about, and he doesn't even know, you know. But I knew because I used to hang out with her, and I knew what her buttons were. But you know what? It wasn't his fault. He was doing his best. He was a very nice man, had very good politics, as you may have noticed what his leanings are by following him on any social media account.
Oh, yeah.
I like Mark Hamill. I think he's a good dude, genuinely.
I think he's a great dude. I just listened to him on a podcast. Maybe it was WTF, one of the last episodes. And I know.
Right?
R.I.P.
R.I.P. MM.
We had 16 good years, you know?
I really love Mark Maron, but that's off topic.
Yeah.
As well.
Well, I mean, this whole episode's off topic, but
this is an off topic episode. Oh yeah, weren't we supposed to talk about the Blair Witch Project at some point?
Yeah.
This is now a hangout podcast, which is the kind of podcast that some people really hate, but I don't. I love hangout podcasts. I like comedy and hangouts.
Yes.
And my partner loves information, hard information, no opinions.
Yeah. Wow, really? So
like,
he wants like C-SPAN kind of stuff?
Well, I was like, that's not what podcasts are for. And he was like, well, some of them are. And yeah, we just have different tastes.
Okay. All right. I love Hangout podcasts.
Me too.
Like freedom.
They calm me down when I'm, it hits the same buttons as kind of just shooting the shit with your friends.
Right.
Yeah.
When you can't.
I get it. I do it too. But let's talk about the Blair Witch Project.
Let's.
Lightly, because we did not prepare this as a topic, but maybe we will. But we probably won't, since we're going to cover most of it now. I had never seen this movie. Not ever.
Okay.
But I learned about it a little bit in different podcasts, actually, where they were saying at the time they were pretending that this was all real and that this was real found footage and real 3 filmmakers who died or something happened to them when they were pursuing this alleged Blair Witch. But so I walked into this knowing 100% none of this is true. Heather is a real person. She works on a weed farm now, and it's all fake. But at the time, it was different, right?
Right. At the time, this was early internet days too, so there really was no way to prove this. If the film company put it out and said this is real, people believed it. So that's how they promoted it, and that was the hype that movie needed to really get off the ground. Sweet
summer children. You believed what they told you was true. Yeah. And it ruined the actors' careers, right?
I mean, I don't know about that, but I'm guessing. It
seemed like it did from the other information that I was ingesting, which was like they just couldn't work after this because people thought they were those real people, and they would be yelled at in the streets, and people were really mean to Heather because, in the movie, she's the one who led this journey into the woods.
Yeah.
And she has that whole scene where, the camera's right in her face and she's like,
I'm so scared.
I insisted. It's all my fault. I want to apologize to Josh's mom and Mike's mom and my mom. I'm so sorry. I was so naive.
Now, watching it now, does it look fake as hell to you?
Actually, a lot of it I'm surprised by. The interview with the townspeople, I thought those seemed very realistic.
Okay.
I thought Heather was great. The only times where I thought this is stretching credulity was when I think Josh was freaking out and singing back to her, and the way he flipped out was so over the top that it was not believable to me.
Got it.
I've been on road trips and camping trips where people got irritated by the situation and started snapping at each other. And it wasn't like that. That was way over the top.
Yeah. Now, I had a song on Blair Witch 2.
What? So, forgive me. I don't know about Blair Witch 2.
Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows, was the sequel, but it was filmed more like a regular movie. It was not presented as this is found footage. The plot behind the movie, though, is that these new group of adventurers decide to go to where everything happened in Blair Witch 1 and investigate that. And by the way, there is never a Book of Shadows. So that's really strange.
Yeah, that sounds like an Evil Dead subtitle.
Now, I had never seen the film. When they licensed one of Godhead's songs for the movie, we were like, cool. And they said, oh, by the way, we're going to do a thing out in the woods of Maryland, which is where the first setting. One took place.
Yeah.
And we're going to invite 50 groups of campers to come camp out in the woods right by where the Blair Witch Project was. And we're going to have you play a concert. So we were like, okay. And that's actually on the DVD for Blair Witch 2.
You did it?
Yeah, we did it for the extra scenes. We went out there and we played, and the campers went to their tents, and we got the hell out of there.
So you didn't stay in the woods with them?
Nah, we left.
I figured like they either put you in a hotel or they put you in a camper, but they wouldn't have made you be in a tent.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. I think we were just allowed to leave because, quite frankly, Maryland is right next to Virginia, which is where we lived. So we're like, cool. We can just drive for 45 minutes and be home.
We can go home.
We'll just do that. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I always forget how close other states are to each other.
I know. On the East Coast, I mean, you could play, growing up in Virginia, we could play, in Philadelphia, New York City, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. You've got 4 major cities, all just a few hours from each other. Touring was so much easier when I lived on the East Coast.
Yeah. I mean, all of these states were pretty far. It's a long way to Nevada, a long way to Colorado, Arizona, Texas, Utah. Like, ooh,
it's a 6-hour drive to San Francisco.
A while. Exactly. Yeah. And you're still in the state.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's been a long time since I was on the East Coast. And when I do go, I stay in one state the whole time.
Usually New York, right?
This is going to make me sound like a bumpkin. I've never been to New York.
What? I
went for half a day as a child.
I feel like Jobs would have sent you there by now.
No, there's talent in New York. They're not going to pay to fly me out usually. But
they should.
I've spent most of my time in Massachusetts on the East Coast.
Okay.
Boston area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with that area.
Yeah, that's a great area.
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. I would visit there again. Probably not in February. They sent me to PAX East, and it was so cold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I once was sent to Alaska in February.
How was that?
Incredibly cold.
Cool. Yeah, I always figured it would be really hard to visit Alaska, and I thought one day I would take a cruise because that would be easy for me to visit many cities.
Okay.
But then I kind of realized I don't think I'm a cruise person. I don't think I would enjoy it.
Yeah, well, especially after watching Poop Cruise.
There's too much poop.
Another episode that we covered here on Intro Skippers.
There's too much poop, and I don't like it. You know? That's something weird about me is I don't like being around poop. I know. So quirky.
Mm-hmm. That's a real controversial take.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's going to get me canceled.
She doesn't like poop.
No. No. So, yeah, right now, I feel like I wasn't as into Blair Witch as I would have been if I believed it was real. Because I did fall asleep for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I think I got frustrated with all the arguing. And my way of responding to that is to go to sleep.
Okay. Fair.
That's how I deal with crisis, I guess. If I'm not an active participant.
Yeah. Well, this accidentally sort of became a Blair Witch episode, which is probably good considering it's coming out Halloween week.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It is Halloween week.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think you're going to do anything for Halloween right now?
I don't think I am. Yeah. Usually, we go to Not Scary Farm is my favorite place, or
it's too scary.
17th. If that's too scary, then don't ever go to 17th Door.
I've never even heard of that.
It's also in Orange County. You have to sign a waiver.
Before
you go in.
No.
Yeah.
I saw a documentary on the McCamey Manor where you had to sign a waiver, and I was just like, oh, hell no. I am not getting waterboarded.
Yeah.
And I'm not paying for that privilege either.
I don't know if we signed an NDA or not, so I guess let's just say it's scary.
Okay. I'm sure if you did, it's not binding, especially until now.
Right. Yeah, because
I think California law would exclude that.
I went 3 years ago to 17th Door.
To McCamey or 17th?
No, to 17th Door.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of haunts just in LA. I've been seeing posts on Instagram of people being like, I'm going to the clown house in Burbank. And I'm like, what are you talking about, the clown house in Burbank? And then there's other homes too.
And they're like, it's like right down the street. What?
Dude, no. Well, I hate haunts. Like when I was a news reporter, I actually covered Not Scary Farm. And they had me go through the mazes with a cameraman. And it was still scary as hell. And I jumped and I fell down and like... I get startled too easily. It's a hazard.
There was a haunt, or like a homemade haunt near where I used to live in Studio City, where it was called Boney Island. Have you ever heard of this?
I've heard of Boney Island. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was some people that I think were like some of the original Simpsons writers or something, and they took their whole house and made it a maze and their whole yard, and then they had a tree house. And the tree house, you could go up in the tree house, and the reason that Boney Island got shut down is because they were able, like some complaining neighbors were able to say that the tree house was an unpermitted ADU, which is ridiculous.
That's
it's a tree house.
I thought Boney Island was still around.
They moved it to, it actually was so popular that moved
I think I may have found it.
Yeah, they moved it to the Museum of Natural History for a year, but it didn't happen this year, unfortunately.
It closed for this season, it says. Darn. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know why I'm saying darn, because I would not go anyway.
Because it was too scary.
You
know what probably wasn't too scary, and I wish I had gone just for the fun of it, and it has been canceled for the last 2 years, but if you go to the website, it still says, we'll be back, and that is Shacktoberfest.
Oh, my friend went to that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did they have fun?
I wish I could have gone. They loved it.
Yeah.
And I heard a different podcast, because listen, guys, I listen to a lot of podcasts, where they went to it and it was all Shack themed out, and they had VOs of Shack being like, hey, there's a Shack. Come look at my scary house over here. Shack,
Yeah.
Yeah. Have I told you my plan to save Papa John's pizza?
No.
Well, Shaq is on the board.
Okay.
Or at least he was when I came up with this plan.
Okay.
You gotta rename Papa John's Papa Shaq's, and you gotta put Shaq's picture on everything instead of that other guy who sucks.
Right. With the weird...
Right?
Yeah.
The guy who used slurs and is a weirdo and...
Right.
In my opinion, not a good dude and gross. Does that count as slander? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think so. Yes, Shaq branding on anything, instant winner.
I bought Shaq vodka for one of my friends' birthdays.
Yeah.
And it had a little light up bar on the front that it would cycle through, like different words like happy birthday, Shaq, and it was only $10. I don't know how that happened.
That's great.
Yeah, I should have bought another bottle of Shaq vodka for myself.
I think there was like Shaq iced tea. There was a Shaq energy drink. There's Shaq shoes.
Fu,
yeah, there's
the
Shaq
video
Fu.
game.
Yeah, there's Shaq Fu the remake where they did a Kickstarter to remake it. I mean,
I truly think that would fix Papa John's image problem, because they made their mascot that horrible man, and his face is on everything. So, like, I'm not going to buy that. This horrible man branded pizza when I could just have any other pizza that doesn't have a direct tie to someone who I'm not crazy about.
Right. Like Little Caesars. Like, have you heard the origin of Little Caesars and how that was like...
Right? I know that the president was a good man.
Yeah.
And he helped Rosa Parks out.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not Little Caesar.
Right. Right. He's not.
There's no Mr. Domino or...
I think that guy's off Papa John's now. I think they just took his face off of everything.
Take his face off the branding.
Yeah. No, I think it's off, isn't it?
Papa Shaq's. The people demand it.
All right. Papa Shaq's.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I want him on the box, smiling, holding the pizza like this. Ooh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would buy it.
Eat my pizza.
I don't even like that pizza, and I would buy it just for the novelty factor. I like Shaq.
I'd buy all the I would buy all the merch around it.
Sure.
In fact, I hope I can find a Shacktoberfest t-shirt online, maybe.
Oh, that'd be a good buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Man, if it came back, I might go to that. I think I can avoid the scare zones and just enjoy the Shack factor. The Shackter, if you will.
The X-Shactor. No.
That's a good punch-up. I like it.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, should we leave it at that?
Yeah. All right, everyone. Happy Halloween. Hope you enjoyed our little kickback hangout session that vaguely touched on the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Intro Skippers with Jason Charles Miller and Kim Horcher is produced and edited by Kim Horcher and Jason Charles Miller. The name order doesn't really matter. Additional writing by Kim Horcher. Theme song and incidental music by Jason Charles Miller. Take it away, me. You can rate and review this show, 5 stars only please, anywhere you'd like, and you might find your review read on a future episode. Got a question? Email us at introskipperspod@gmail.com. That too could be featured on a future episode. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Intro Skippers on your favorite podcast platform, but preferably one we're actually on. All right, thanks for getting this far. Here's a special treat just for you. I'm gonna stop talking.